demolished. There was literally dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of boys.
What games did you play?
I played lots of games between kicking football and hammering stones up in the house up near where I lived. When the men used to be trying to build up the walls. And I used to be out with the limestone and a big axe. And I hammered away for all my worth.
And did you play with the boys and the girls in the where you lived?
Of course.
Yeah.
They used to meet shoulder matches on the green.
Joe Janet.
Yes. Paddy Fitzgerald.
We all played.
The girls and the boys.
Pardon?
The girls and the boys playing
of
together.
course.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Mostly they'd be boys, but after a few girls just come into it as well. And
Yeah, yeah.
we'd play up the Killar Road. What was it with the Hurleys? And we were only, 9 or 10 at the time.
And used to go down to the wood or the river?
Well, they're down to Newbridge. Down there to catch a few salmon.
I mean, did you go up to the back of the Rectival Lands and live now up there, in the river up there?
Yes, at the back of where Lawrence is
All
living.
right, yeah.
You're right down in the gym at the back of that house up there.
Very good. You'd go there as well?
We just go down there in our bare feet and often came blood all over our feet from the glass up there.
Of course, if you mind me telling you, Mary was the eldest of 12 children. So it was a very big family. So she also gave a long time when she was about your age and even smaller, helping her mummy to mind the smaller ones, bringing in for walks and their puppies.
Yes, I'm sure.
Up around Kilknockin, with maybe 2 or 3 in a go-kart, and I was shunting them off.
What about you, Tony? What did you play?
Well, everything and anything in the line of games. We'll take them season by season. As for part of January, we would have the Christmas holidays in school, and I don't know why, but usually at that time, the river here, it wasn't drained as it is now, and up here on the Lund's fields, under what is called the Lund's rocks, they always flooded. There was always flooded, and it usually flows over, like, you know, not every year, but most years. And we did most of the day up there sliding on the ice, and we used to make slides on the main street. The roadway then wasn't as rough as it was smooth as hair, and it was to freeze very, very slippy. And we went above chucking a few buckets of water, because in those days, every house in the town still hadn't an indoor water supply, and there was still a few pumps in operation on the main street where the people used to draw the water. There was one outside McCarthy's Hotel, and there was one on the one on the square was gone in my time. There was one opposite Ernst's shop, and there was another slide there. They took a few buckets of water along the roadway, and we used to slide. And what was absolutely, it was necessary. It was an awful advantage for any lads that had a pair of hobnail boots. They used to get these nail boots. You know,
yes,
slide
yes.
from on the. And then I was one of a few lads who were very, very interested in and I still am in hunting, and during the school holidays especially, because the days were too short to go after school. We used to get a lot of small dogs and a few bigger ones and walk through the fields chasing them trying to catch rabbits. We go back to school then after the holidays, and if the weather wasn't too bad, usually in the morning we'd start the day in school, and we used to play rounders in the school yard. That was the big 2 teams, and I think myself that was the game that it's very, very similar, that the great American baseball developed from, like, you know. And there was no organised underage juvenile football in our day. It was actually up our own teams, but there was a brother McCaslin up there and a brother Leander. Both of them in their own way were quite good hurlers, but they used to great fun out of matching a team from the country against a team from the town. And it means there was often skin and hair flying.
I can imagine.
Oh, just it's a hand at times, you know.
Yeah.
And also then we used to have school sports. We had a few races, you know, and things like that. And I remember once that one of the races was where the entrance is now to the boys' secondary school on the left, like, you know, that was one of the older pitches. There's one result where the still is now.
Yes.
Across there. But I remember there was the race they wanted for a horse and jockey. That meant to say you had to carry somebody on your back, like, you know. But I won the race, and I carried it on my back from Gold Lodge, a fellow called Jimmy Morrissey. He was very tall. He was only a wisp. He was no way. As in fact, he ended up a good professional jockey afterwards. He's just to be a sensible question. But we had to run from the bottom up to the top and touch the wall and back down again. Because I won the race carrying Jimmy and Jean Lee. I never forget him for it. He would give us the prize because this is the biggest horse and the smallest jockey.
What games did you play, or what did you do in the evenings before television was invented?
Oh my God, yeah, that's a big one. The television.
I suppose you had the radio, Mary, had you?
We read, but we used to stay pushed. We might be going to Barry Fields or.
So you'd be out, or
Games,
yeah.
We were the same before the television. While there was a bit of day race, we were out at some of these games, others, like, you know. But then as the evenings got dark fairly early, although there was street racing, but when I was the age, we had to shoot in the war years, you know, and there was a blackout. That would have been from 1940 to 1945 and a little after. But the street race was allowed to be on because we had great fun entirely. And great fun entirely. We used to have hunts around hide and go seek, you know, in the dark.
Yes.
And I'm afraid we used to get a little bit, but there was a very, very stick sergeant here at the time, Sergeant Buckham was his name, and we used to tell him to poor unfortunate man, because at that time it was absolutely necessary that you have to have a light on your bicycle after lighting up time, you know. But a lot of the lads used to use carbide lamps. Carbide was a sort of a substance that would spit on it, and it would fizz, and something of a gas liquid which you would light. But when the lads had parked their bikes, it's been down for the night, we used to whip a bit of the carbide out of the lamp, and we used any kind of a tin with a very, very tight lid, you know, the tight of the best one. And we would bore a hole in it, in the bottom of it, and put the carbide into it and spit on it, and just let the fizz, and light a match. Put it to the hole, with the bang!
Great.
So amazing, yeah, you know, we do that, we run in like hell and chase the peels or something. And
very good.
And what type of houses were in the area?
In the area? Well, I'll tell you, there was a very, not so much of my time, but before my time, there was a very bigger population in Fethard. It's come up with it again now. If you like to call them such, they were good houses, but there were some houses that nowadays people would be allowed to live in. They had no water, no sanitation, they were really tiny. There was big families and small houses. So now you have small families and big houses.
Yeah.
What do you remember about your school years?
Well, I remember lots of things about my school years, mostly good and some not so good. But at my time at school, in the National School in Fethard, with Bishop Butler's, the principal there was the most eccentric brother, Brother Columban. When the war was on, after the 1939 First World War, he thought he should make some attempt to help the war effort. So with the result that a bit of the playing field at the back. The first thing he did was he divided the field into allotments, and two boys were given a small square of ground into which they were supposed to grow potatoes and vegetables and bring them home if they liked. And he was also a byproduct from the Ballingarry mines, called column. And column used to make fuel, you know, and it has been mixed with a special type of yellow clay. but just put them down on the ground. There wasn't off under the clay. They weren't able to do it. And the column and the clay with a certain amount of water had to be mixed, but it had to be threaded into the clay was threaded into the column, and the column into the clay, and the water into the tinder. And when the mixture was made, then it was rounded into balls, either by hand or with a little machine, little gun, and put out anywhere to dry, and that was fuel for the fire. That was, and he also gave the field where the pitches are now to somebody to plough it, to grow some wheat in it. But instead of having organised classes to train for this and train for that and something else, he used to teach us an awful lot of singing, choirs, and some of the songs that he taught us, Kill Cash, and She Lived Beside the Anna, Pathy Sea from the Den of Ahalloa, the old version of Galway Bay. I could sing them even yet. And
you can give us a verse of one of them now in a minute.
there was also a man in Fethard called Tom Coffey. He's created up there, just there. But Tom Coffey left a certain amount of money for a half-yearly mass every 6 months. And we were okay for the one in November, you know, but the one in summer was during school holidays. But we were all warned, especially those who were living in the town, that when this mass for Tom Coffey came up, we had to go up to sing it. And we learned the hymns in Latin. You know? Dies ille, dies ille, salve secum te favilla, testa te come, tu baberum, badesanum. But there's a little of this and sing it. But one day I was standing on the bridge. This is a bit relevant for the boys. But there was a man there called Jack Green. I told you the last day, a lot of them they were Fethard was listening to the old men used to stand at the bridge. But the bell rang in the school holidays. Because that's the chaplain, that's the bell is for the mass for Tom Coffey. We have to go up and sing at it, you know. Because this was a heritage in those days. For anybody to see what they used to preach or listen to that. But Jack fought on the communist side in the Spanish Civil War.
Right.
You know. And he was hope you go with it, Jack. If you want to hear me go up there, go up there. Just be full quiet, please. Please. You know, and the thing. Oh, no, he says, one of the police got God, he says, and he was sing, manage the pound I got from you, and all that's missing, for the little lady war. And also, then again, for the positions, they still go on, we have a mayor position and a Corpus Christi position. They still existed, but for both those positions, we had to go down and line up in the church yard to get us to line up inside in the convent. But for the Corpus Christi position, we had to wear a red sash, and for the mayor position, we had to wear a blue sash. And it was a mess to look all over the street, down to Debbie and back up to the church again, and that was so. And then, of course, the religious part was well looked after, so to let them carry him off by heart, and we'd be asked the questions out of it and that. But boys, you must remember that in those days, even though people were working and their wages were very low. And people were not poor, they're talking about the good old days, but some of them weren't quite so good. I remember boys going to school up there for most of the year, even some of them for the whole of the year in their bare feet that Danny used to wear. And Joe has pictures of both down to the years, like, you know. And the last one is about the mid-50s, where some of the boys, not all of them, but a few of them, sitting in the row at the photograph, have no shoes or socks on, you know. But they walk in from the country and somewhere
Did you like school, Mary?
Did I like school? Oh, I did.
Did you know each other at school?
Oh, I did.
Didn't you, Millie? We did be in the
We're all
second.
enough together anyway.
Yeah.
We did because when we were in the secondary schools. We were supposed to do a platform, not in the summer, like you know, it's the road go open air dance up there. And indeed, so the times have changed. Then you know, in some of the bigger schools, they don't this was for the even that people say younger, but in those days, it's just the three say it's just to warn them that any girls in this school is attempting not a platform for the summer. They need to come back.
And that you'd be killed if the nun heard you were there.
Oh, good mother.
We wouldn't be there when they don't see us.
You were able to manage it.
But another thing that we didn't get that mention because we would have done that. But
What do you remember about the railway station?
the railway station. Oh, I remember lots of things about the railway station. That railway station was open for just over 100 years, and when the first train went from there, I think it was to Clonmel, my granny travelled on it. And when the last train went, about 100 years after, in the year 1962, I think it was, my mummy travelled on it, my mother. And we have the last ticket
Out the street.
there was the last passenger ticket there. I think it was Mr. Ryan, was the station master there at the train. And the trains there, all the people who were going to the train to Dublin or from there, one of them were late. Once you bought the ticket and went. But all nearly, there weren't very many lorries or cars and that, but all the stuff from all the shops used to all come in on the train into the station. And there was a man there called Tommy Slattery. He had a pony and cart, and he used to bring all the goods for the shop down here. And we scullies, because they were business providers, they had their own horse and cattle money called Paddy Miles, so up and down and the stuff. I think one of the probably the greatest service that is provided here to the commercial into the town was there's the gigantic fairs in Fethard. I know it's not a place for cattle, you know, and the fair there where it lasted up into the early 1960s was on the third Tuesday of every month. It was one research for the November, for the October, November, and March fairs especially. They were tour fairs, like, you know, and the one at that time now would have been the shop was not new. It was at the entrance of the convent. You see, the draper from there, a man called Tierney. He was
Remember Jack Moore?
Jack Moore was one of his own, to Peggy Tierney, like, you know, yeah, he had a shop there. He used to do the report to the naturalist, but on those fair days, they would be between 120 or 150. Why cattle be food? Why can't the cattle? And depending on the size of the cattle, they would 8 big ones or 10 small ones.
What are the main changes you have seen over the last 50 years?
But the introduction of the running water into the houses and the electricity into the houses and the fair mills. They took the slavery out of work. I mean, if I was to go up, there was coach captains, speaks to anything to be done in the meeting, or even when the days were too short, they had to do the work with not the only lanterns, do you know, like? The gift that they had when they used to switch and they had lights in barns and stables and out in the air to see what they were, and then of course all the things they were able to work with the electricity, you know. Then the water came into for the housewives, then followed by washing machines, and of course at the electricity came the electric cookers, and they changed the way of life in Ireland forever. Before then, it was all the cooking in our farm was done on a fire that was listed down on the flat, and back a bit from it, there was a wheel with a handle on it, and you turned the wheel, and the wheel blew a draft up underneath the ground under the fire, and all the cooking was done hanging on a there was a cube. Instead of turning the temperature up or down, if you wanted it hot, you had to lift the saucepan and leave it down low, and there was a clay, what they called it, and there was holes in it, you know, and there was a hook on the hand of the pot, and chucking it into the kettle with a cloth or something. And if you wanted it hot, you come with a low book. If you wanted it cool, you come with a high book. Yeah. You know.
The traffic, you see a huge difference in the traffic.
Oh, no, in my days I didn't believe that you go to me when I used to go across to the post office, you know. And I used to have to wait for 10 minutes to come back, but the hairs were going to get a break. And I thought to myself, I got to think that I played hurling matches up and down that street. I don't believe it.
Isn't it just?
Yeah, and I used to go play them too.
Yeah.
See, cars were very scarce, and we were so aware of the fact that they were dangerous. They would hear one from and we'd run into the stage, it was gone. You know, like, but then of course during the war years, there was no pistol, no private cars on the road at all.
And did you both cycle on it?
Well, I only cycled for pleasure.
Mm.
But
When you were young?
When I was young, yes.
Yeah.
But Mary, when she was school, the first job she got was as a staff typist with the Irish Coastal Club at Clonmel. And that's 8 miles away from here. And she used to cycle, she used to cycle every morning.
And home every evening?
And home every evening. But there was a few at it. Matthew Gilpin's grandmother, Mrs. Goff, used to produce school plays. And then again during the war years, it was hard to get anything. But I remember one time, I remember with the High Kings of Terror or something, we were supposed to have wages. But we couldn't have it, you know. But up in the football field, it's the same field, but O'Donnell's, the butchers, and they rented just to keep the sheep up there. They'd chase him down to the slaughterhouse in the main street there before they kill him. But there was nothing around the field, only a barbed wire fence. But where the sheep used to go in and out underneath it, they'd catch in the wire to put some of the wool on them. You know? We were sent up to pluck the wool. No washing, no disinfectant, no nothing. Used to stuff it into the 80s hair nets.
This was your rigs?
1 week.
Lamb's wool wig.